Hi everyone. So I hope you all are doing fine today. Today we're doing a review on this is a Dollar Tree dupe for the Beauty Blender. Supposed dupe, I mean you can tell by the shape. This is, I've got the wrapper here, it says Sassy and Chic Blender Makeup Sponge. Yeah, I tore into it, so that's why you can't exactly make it out, but I just posted a haul on this. This is maybe not even an hour after I posted the haul. Also did this makeup look, but we're gonna see how this applies. Now, I've touched a real beauty blender, but I've not purchased one because I can't sit there and make myself spend so much money on a beauty blender because it's a sponge essentially. I've seen, plenty of people on YouTube rave about it and they talk about how well it applies makeup. I've never applied my own makeup with it, but yeah. So this is what the sponge looks like. It is green. It is wet. I already wet it. It did not grow much in size, which kind of made me suspicious on like what this material is, because it is bouncy, but I'm like, it doesn't seem like your traditional like sponge material. I'm not so sure, but this is the texture, if you can see it. It's got like little micro holes in it, but it's not dirty or anything. I have not used it. This is going to be my first time using it. I have another beauty blender dupe that I got from TJ Maxx. It's over in my beauty stand somewhere that needs to be washed. It's not a very bendable texture, because whenever you see people review it on YouTube, they're like, the beauty blender, it's like you're able to like easily squish it. Like it's not like incredibly firm. So we'll see how this performs though, because I mean this is only $1 at Dollar Tree, which is cheaper than most of the beauty blender dupes. So yeah, I'm going to be using, where did it run off to? Okay, I'm going to be using my Hello Flawless foundation. I am in the color Ivory, because I am very pale. Very fair, I should say. Usually when people say pale, it's not a compliment. But I think, all skin colors are pretty, and I'm happy with mine. So, let me move that out of the way. But yeah, this is the Hello Flawless Oil-Free Oxygen Wild Broad Spectrum SPF 25 Brightening Sunscreen Makeup, and of course it's by Benefit. This is a light to, sometimes I can get it to go to medium, but usually it's a pretty light coverage foundation. So I'm going to shake it up a little. So yes, I've shaken it up. I'm going to apply one pump and see how far one pump goes. As you can tell, it's not a lot of product that comes out of one pump, but it's a good thing. I'm going to use the round end, and I'm going to start bouncing it on my skin. Like I said, it is moist. It's not like wet, but when you squeeze it, you can feel that there's moisture, but no moisture will show on your hand, if you know what I mean. Okay. So this is pretty firm. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's pretty firm. I think it might even be firmer than the one that I got at TJ Maxx, which was just some like no-name brand. I'll show that here in a little bit, I think. So there's the difference so far. You could definitely see some of the redness on my cheeks still showing through. Now, keep in mind that sponges, some people will disagree, but sponges do, since they're moist, they're going to shear out the product that you're using. I'm sorry if some people disagree, but if you're going to add anything that's got water in it to anything else, it's not going to be as thick as it was before. So that's what it looks like so far, which, you know, I do like the Hello Flawless because it is, you know, light, so it gives some coverage, more than a tinted moisturizer. But this is my second pump. More than a tinted moisturizer, but, you know, less than other foundations. So just bouncing it up and down, trying to push the product into the skin. It's not, like I said, it's pretty tough, so I mean, there is some bounciness to it. The size did not change almost at all. So, yeah, I don't think it's changed much at all. Maybe gotten slightly bigger, but not much. Like I said, like I was gonna say, the other Blendy Beauty Blender dupe, it's like swelled up, not twice its size, but it, you know, like a sponge should, its size got significantly larger. So I'm gonna do this rolling motion too, just because it's easier for the forehead. So the coverage is decent. I mean, you can see the change it's making on my face of the foundation. So we're gonna start over here on this cheek. It is where I have my birthmark, and I do have some acne. So one thing I could say for sure, and I am wearing a primer. I'm wearing the e.l.f. Moisturizing Face Primer, which does have a silicone in it. And it does kind of soak up the product, like the Beauty Blender did. What Would Lizzie Do gave an excellent review on the BH Cosmetics, their version of the Beauty Blender dupe. And I'm going to use a third pump. That might be too much. I should have done part of a third pump. But she did that in comparison with her Beauty Blender, and so I would definitely recommend checking that out, because that is an option too. But that one's $4, and from what she's describing, it doesn't seem like it's a whole lot more different than this one. This one I think is kind of more true to the Beauty Blender shape. And I actually like how it's applying my foundation, even though it is more solid. For some reason this cheek is just showing up a whole lot more red, and it is not that red in person. But I will put more foundation to cover it. I'm sure the fact that I am sitting here pouncing on it with a relatively firm sponge is not helping. Gonna go back over. Gonna use the tip. I do like how, you know, the tip is pretty useful. Definitely for pushing in product. Usually, sometimes with this Hello Flawless, I've had problems with cakiness and applying one coat, like one layer. And I'm not experiencing any of that. And almost looks like I haven't put anything on. Well, like, not that I haven't put anything. You can't tell so much in person that I'm actually wearing foundation. Like, you can always tell almost always tell when someone's wearing foundation, even if it's applied awesome. You can tell. Especially if someone has acne, their bumps are just going to be naturally flesh covered everywhere, but like, whatever. Because you can't hide texture. You can just hide, you know, the coloration. But, or try and camouflage it rather. I haven't used concealer or anything, because I usually do use concealer. But I really like how this has been applying. Yeah. Like, I don't know if it's just with this moisturizer, but I think that this one definitely applies better. So I just came back. I went quickly to go get this sponge. This is not wet, but this is the duplicate that I got at TJ Maxx. Like I said, it's dirty because I have used it. I think, no, they're probably about the same in firmness. No, I think this one might be a little bit tougher. This one's softer. But this one, I don't really have a problem with it soaking up any product. This one did though, which is strange. But I do really like this one. But I still have had like some cakiness with my foundations even when this is moist, because I don't use it dry, because then it's, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like there's a point to it. But yeah, so this one still. I'm going to try and use my concealer. Concealer I've been using for some time now is the L'Oreal Paris Visible Lift and Blur Concealer. Technology Opti-Blur. And this is in the color Fair, which is not that fair. So I just put some on my hand and just set the beauty blender down and decided it wanted to roll away. There we go. Going to take some of this. Now this is what I use on my under eyes. I don't know why the screen randomly goes dark, but I like it. It presses in the product really well. You see a difference? This one's is somewhat brighter. I'm gonna use a tad bit more. I don't like to use a whole lot of concealer on my under eyes. I know some people go crazy with it and they do that giant T-shape and stuff for like highlighting. Kind of think it's ridiculous. I've done some, like I've tried doing it and stuff for looks because I know that's what people like, but I don't typically use that much concealer. Just to hide, like, you know, help diminish the appearance of the discoloration underneath my eyes. Use a little more concealer since this is soaking up the product. Even though it is moist, I think it's starting to dry. Yeah, it doesn't feel as wet, or as moist rather. So I'm gonna try. I don't think that made a difference. Let's see right here. I don't know. I don't know if it's showing up on camera that it's making a difference. So yeah. I tried putting like some on. My under eye. But I don't think it's like, well, this concealer is not a full coverage concealer, so I do gotta say that it is certainly not, but it does help. See, because my birthmark just does not want to go away. Don't know why we hold our mouth open whenever we have to do something in regards to our face. Okay, so it's still looking pretty good. You can still see some of my redness, but I expected that with a light coverage foundation, and on top of that using something that shears out foundation. But I do like the texture, like what my skin looks like. The texture really doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. Even though I did see a visible change when, when I put it on. So yeah, I think this is definitely worth going out and getting. I mean, it's $1, so it's not like you're going out and spending, a lot of money on it. Okay, now it seems softer. I don't know what that is about. Like, not as firm. I don't know. Yeah, this one's definitely firmer. This one is. So, when I keep squishing it and I keep doing that, even though this is bigger, and this, they're close to being the same, but this one's slightly firmer. Keep in mind that this one is moist. So, it was alright. I mean, it looks pretty dirty because I just did my makeup, but I like I said, I like how it applied my foundation. I have had problems with the Hella Flawless looking hella cakey. And I had that problem with when I used a buffing brush, even though I have dry skin and I shouldn't be using a buffing brush. And I've also had that problem with this, while this has been moist and I applied the foundation. This one does pick up more product, so it could be the fact that I don't know, maybe I picked up too much product and placed it there, but I tried not to. And this should have sheared it out anyway, since it was, like I said, moist. Yeah, so one more time. I like this. I don't regret buying it, even if it was just $1, because, with people who at Dollar Tree, we all know that sometimes you can regret spending $1 because you could have bought something much better. But at Dollar Tree,